everyone surviving so far. Oh, they are not getting hit.
Look at goes forward. What a move! That's some late braking, and that's what you want to see. Lots of pressure put on the McLaren driver, but he's dealing with it like a boss.
Inside to the left, full stick green, but on the outside, I think full stick needs a little bit too much curve. Not just a soft there, thankfully he goes to the right. Hello and welcome to the stream, guys. Hope everyone is doing well. Just check, is my mic working? It is. So today we're going to be doing some practice at Imola in the Porsche. So we have a 3-hour race on Saturday night. 1.5 hours each, so me and Luciano both do an hour and a half each. But there's 3 mandatory driver swaps for the 3-hour race, so it's 4 45-minute stints. So we don't have to worry about tyres too much within reason, because it's 45-minute stints, fresh set of tyres each pit stop, because it's a tyre change anyway. So I had built a setup straight from the default, and I'd been focusing more on making the car soft to make it better over the curbs. And then I looked at Nils Naliok's hot lap setup, because I was going to use his setup for qualifying, and I noticed that his seemed to be more focused on being very stiff but very high wheel rate and bump stop range, I think it is, or bump stop range and rate was both quite high, but then also the rear diff was quite low compared to what I had, and the brake bias was quite low to what I had. So I decided to go with lean more towards what Nils Naliok's setup was. So instead of using what I had, which was very soft, I looked at his qualifying setup and adjusted my race setup to be a lot more stiffer. So what we're going to do tonight is just try that out a bit more, and then also maybe do a bit of quality practice if we have time. But the main focus is the race, because most likely Luciano will be driving qualifying, most likely. So I'm just focusing on race pace, which, as you can see, is only on 90 litres. So last night I was doing 41s highs, so we'll see what we can do with a few more setup adjustments. But last night we were doing high 41s with 90 litres, so ideally we want to find a bit more pace, because that's not particularly quick, because I think the world record for the Porsche in hot lap is like 39.5, so in 90 litres you really want to be in the low 41s to a high 140 really. So that's what we're trying to aim for, really, is to try get to the low 141s. And really, I think quick pace here will be a high 140 for a 45-minute stint, or a mid 140 if you are really quick. But on 90 litres of fuel, my goal is to at least be in the low 41s. Like I say, last night I was doing 41.8, 0.7, so I basically would like to find at least half a second today, with a few setup adjustments. But I definitely seem to actually prefer the way Nils Naliok's had it set up, now that I've adjusted it to lean a similar direction and have the car a lot more stiffer. It actually is more stable, which I would have thought having it softer would be better for an Imola, but actually it's the opposite effect. Actually having it quite stiff but really high bump stop rates and stuff actually works really well. So definitely have to remember that for any other setups that I do for here, to actually go a lot more stiff on the car. Also the front aero, so I've put up a couple clicks, which is good for if it rains as well. I haven't actually gone in the official server to check if it's going to rain, but I'm not really trusting the official server, because in what round was it? Round 1 of this championship, it rained in every single session that I did in the practice server. Got to the race and it didn't rain the entire race until the final 20 minutes, by which point everyone had to stay on dry tyres anyway. So I'm like, I don't really want to make a balanced setup now, because that might happen again. Thankfully, the setup I had for round 1, I didn't really adjust much except put the aero, the front ride height up like a couple clicks. So I'm glad I didn't go like for a full wet setup, because I did think about going full wet, but thankfully we didn't, because it was very, very dry in round 1. But we'll see. Oh, we'll see what the tyre wearing is like. I don't think it'll be too bad, because it's only a 45-minute stint. If we're not sliding around too much, I would imagine the tyre wear would be quite good. So that's our first lap, quite slow as you can see, but I made a couple of setup adjustments, so let's just get a feel for the car. But a very slow lap to begin with. Okay, a little bit slow in the first 3 corners there, first sector, and invalid there. Just tried to carry a little bit too much speed. I'll let go of the brakes a little bit too early. I should have trailed them a little bit more there. Whoa! I think I was on the curb there when I braked. Oh, it really doesn't like that chicane with this setup adjustments. Before I made these adjustments, it was a lot better through the chicane. So just got to watch that, adjust my lines slightly, because I'm taking a bit too much curb. Too wide there. Actually kind of finding this setup slower, to be honest. Might just need to adjust my driving to it a bit. The setup I originally had felt quicker than this. That was much better through the chicane that time. A little bit of steering input when I braked there. I had a bit of steering input and I hit the brakes, and that just completely lost the rear of the car. Just having a look at the setup here. Let's try this. I'd like to see if this is a bit better. Like I say, last night I did 41.8 or 41.7. So really I want to improve on that. So I made a couple adjustments just to the setup. See if I can make it feel a little bit better. Definitely having it stiffer like Mills Naliox does seems to actually make it a lot more stable at this track, but definitely need to fine tune mine. And also just adjust my lines slightly. Some of my lines are a bit off for some of the corners for the curb usage. Okay, I think I maybe need to increase the front tire pressures actually. The rears are okay, but the fronts seem a little bit low. Let's see how we get on here. Okay, so quite slow at the moment. Not sure if I'm driving it badly or if the setup is actually really slow. Because I've adjusted the setup quite a bit from doing the 41.8s. Feels nice to drive, but I don't know if I made it slower. Feels nice through the chicane. Okay, let's go. Let's try and get a better first sector because I really messed up on the first sector last lap. Still 5/10, no 6 cents off what I was yesterday in the other setup. Try to see if we can get a better lap together. I think the front roll bar is maybe just a little bit stiff. It's like it's trying to rotate, but it's not. Like there, it was trying to rotate under the braking, and then I messed up a bit. But let me try just reduce the roll bar by 1 click. Like I say, I don't really know if I like this as much as I did the setup I built. In all honesty, the setup I built I seem to prefer a bit. Find it a bit easier to drive. Let me just try something here. So what I've done is I've gone a little bit stiffer on the front to try and see if that actually helps, because I was going to soften it, but actually wondering if stiffening the front is going to give it a bit more stability in the corner entry. Just try it, because yeah, basically I made a setup yesterday from default, or the day before, and then I downloaded Nils Nalliok's qualifying setup, and I looked at the mechanical grip, and it was more focused on everything being high, like the wheel rate was quite high, the bump stop range and rate was quite high, whereas my setup was a lot lower. So I'm trying closer to Nils Nalliok's qualifying values and just seeing. I think it's quicker, it's just I need to drive it better, quite simply. Hi mate, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in. Hey Sam Peha. Thanks for tuning in, mate. Hope you're doing well. Tonight we're just doing some practice and building a setup for a 3-hour Imola race we have on Saturday night with my teammate Luciano. So we're doing that on Saturday night. I'm not sure if Luciano is actually available for qualifying, so it'll either be, if he is, he'll do qualifying, if not, I'll do qualifying. But we each do 2 45-minute stints. So an hour and a half of driving each, but you have to driver swap every 45 minutes, which makes things interesting. And you also don't have to save tyres as much either. It's only 45-minute stints, so it's more of a sprint, because you're not on full tank or anything. It's only like, I think it was 85 litres or something for a 45-minute stint, so I've just gone 90. So that gives us a bit extra to play around with strategy and things, but we'll We'll find out how much fuel we actually burn during the race and then adjust the fuel accordingly, because sometimes you find you use a little bit less or a little bit more when you're actually racing. Because when I'm building this setup and I'm doing 5-10 laps and then returning to garage, it's harder to get an accurate fuel calculation. So we usually give it a rough estimate, and then after the first stint you're able to get a much more precise fuel calculation. But in a race like this where there isn't a pit window, it's much better just to go a little bit extra, because then you can pit later if you need it, and if not, then you can just pit early. But if you want to overcut someone, for example, then having just a couple laps extra fuel is really handy. Or if it rains, sometimes that couple laps can make all the difference for strategy. Oh, touched the gravel there. Not ideal. So I need to find a little bit more pace with this setup, as I'm about 6/10 off what I was last night on the other one. So I'm going to do to the end of this session, and then I might go back to my original setup and adjust that, because I seem to be just slower in this one. That was a bit of a better first sector. That hairpin wasn't great, the exit. Oh, too much curb there. Just turned in a tiny bit too early and clicked that sausage curb. Again. Interestingly not invalidated though. Just obviously lost time clipping too much at the chicane, but it's not invalidation. It's good to know exactly how much curb you can take at the chicane without getting a track limit warning. It's good to actually do practice races with the AI for that very reason, because it's so easy to get track limits at Imola. Sometimes you don't even realise you actually went over track limits until the penalty comes through. especially if you're pushing, it's so easy just to take a little bit too much curb. When we're at Bathurst, it's very difficult to get track limit warnings, whereas a track like this is a lot more easier. Nürburgring was also fairly hard to get track limits, but the chicane is super easy to get a track limit warning there. A little bit offline again through the chicane. Not an ideal final sector. I'm sure yesterday I did a 21.8 in the first sector, so I think there's a bit of time in that first sector. If I can just sort the line a bit, because I was a bit offline that last lap. This should reduce our potential because we've done 2 green sectors, but the final sector was slow. Yes. Still 2/10 off. Our potential is still 2/10 off my best lap yesterday. But this does feel quicker if I can just drive better. As demonstrated, my driving still needs to improve. Tires are fine actually, we can keep going. Although, actually let me return to the garage because I want to actually make an adjustment whilst we've still got delta on that. Right, let's try this. I've gone a little bit, 1 click higher on the front aero, a little bit less on the rear diff, and the bump stop rate I think I increased on the rear, and I increased the caster slightly. Okay, feels a little bit better through the chicane, definitely. Might soften the rear wheel rate though if the rear of the car is still quite snappy, as you can see. Might just lower the wheel rate just by 1 click on the rear. Just see if that improves it slightly. Needs to take more curb on the right there. Not taking anywhere near enough curb, and I'm too early on the apex there. I need a much later apex for that hairpin. I think what we might do is we might do a race against the AI next, just to test if this race setup's any good. Okay, that felt a little bit better. See if we can try get a lap together that's quick. Because we haven't got a good lap together in this session yet. Wrong line through the right hander there. I need to carry a lot more speed through there. Again, not nice through the hairpin. Genuinely, I'm starting to wonder if this is actually quick. I think the original setup I had was actually faster, to be honest. Let me go back to it. So this is the setup I built from scratch. But it's basically completely different to the one we were just using there. So this is... we're not going to have enough time. But what I want to try is basically this setup is higher, for example, higher brake bias, but it's a lot softer. So what I'm going to do is just make it a little bit stiffer, but not massively. And see if this is better. Yeah, that's what I'll do. We'll try this in the next session. Because basically I built an original setup, as I said, from the default, but I made it very, very soft, and I quite liked it, and I did a high 41 with it. And then I saw Nils Naliok's qualifying setup, and it was that I downloaded off of Popometer, and it's extremely stiff compared to mine, but soft on like the real roll bar and the diff, but then really stiff on the wheel rate and high bump stop range and rate. So I'm trying to go back to my setup because I think I'm better with that one, and just use a few of the things that I find better with Nils Naliok's setup, his qualifying setup, and just see if this is better. I'm just kind of struggling now to decide what's actually quicker, so we just need to go out and test and find out if this is quicker or the other one is. Probably once we've done this session we'll do a couple races with the AI, I think, and actually test it in the race scenario. Let's just see, because I think I preferred this, but I just want to see if my setup is quicker. Obviously Nils is quicker than me, but the setup that I've made that is similar to his qualifying setup I don't like it very much. So what I've done is I've just used a couple things that I noticed Nils Naliok was doing with his setup, and kept the rest how I had it. And this immediately feels better, but we need to test a lot of times. Like I say, we want to be in the 41s. A little bit slow through that section. First sector was decent lap time. Middle sector I think might be a little bit slow. Yep, wide again. Oh no 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 no! Man, I hate that corner sometimes. That chicane is so nice when you get it right, really satisfying. You get it slightly wrong and it really punishes you. Setup plays a huge role in that chicane though, because you'll see some cars have to almost avoid the curbs, whereas other cars can glide right over it. So in races you really notice the setups going through that chicane. That was a really slow first sector, that one. Just got a little bit offline on the entry to the first part. I think my rear tyres were still a little bit too hot as well, which didn't help. So this will be a slow one, and then I'll push on the next one, I think. See if we can get a good lap together on the next one. This feels a bit better, but we need to actually see what's quickest. Yeah, this is quicker for me. I still did put some of the values closer to what Nils Naliok's qualifying setup has, but this feels much better. The other one I had done pretty much everything I'd put close to his values, but a little bit lower with it being a race setup, but it just doesn't feel as good as this does. So if I can get a good lap together, I think this is quicker, because it still has some of the things his setup did, but his qualifying setup has, I mean, but it still feels okay to push for a race setup. I need to try to get those mid 41s though, on race fuel. If I can get mid 41s on race fuel, then that should mean I can get a 140 qualifying pace, which should be good. But I need to text my teammate and ask if he's doing qualifying, because I don't know if he has another race before. A little bit slower that lap in the first sector. Just didn't quite get it right. Used quite a bit of curb there, which is nice. Just gotta watch you don't invalidate it on the left, it's very easy to do so. Staying on the throttle is so much better through that section. If you lift off, it's actually worse. If you stay on the throttle, it almost keeps the rear planted. It's weird. Yeah, definitely prefer this. Like I say, I'll make a few adjustments just so it's a bit different, but I definitely prefer this. No! Ah, I binned it. I tried to carry a little bit too much speed there. A little bit over speed through there. Right, let me try. Let me just check something. Luciano was doing a race. In just wanted to check if they finished or if that's still going on. Nope, that's it, just finished. See what the results are. Give me 1 second. Luciano got, what did he get? P1. Nice one. P1 for Luciano. Nice one. He had a race tonight. Got P1s, that's good. Right, let me have a look at the setup. So let me try. The brake bias felt okay. The front felt maybe a little bit stiff. So I'm just going to decrease the wheel rate by 1 click. And then the rear felt pretty good actually. I really like the slip angle on entry. I'm maybe just going to, not sure if I should increase the bump stop rate, because Nils had it really high. I'm just going to increase my rear bump stop rate by 1 click. And preload I was happy with. The front bump stop range, maybe just put that up 2 clicks. And then the bump stop rate on the front, I was happy with that. And the front anti-roll bar I'm happy with as well. Dampers absolutely fine. Aero felt fine. On the dampers, do I have my telemetry? Let me just check my telemetry. That's the last thing I want to do before we go back out on track, is just check what the dampers is looking like, because we made so many adjustments to mechanical grip that I just want to check the dampers are still okay, or if I can adjust them slightly. Nope, They look pretty good. Maybe decrease the bump on the fronts, and I think that's about it, to be honest. Just adjust those, the front dampers, the rear damper, absolutely fine. Just the front bump on the dampers is just a little bit high. So just reduce that, and we'll return to garage on the next stint and check if that's improved it. Right, well, let's go out on track and try this. Did I go back to my camera? There we go. Yeah. So yeah, I've adjusted a couple things in mechanical grip and sorted the front dampers. That's all I've done. And then what we'll do is we'll go out, do a few more laps. I think this will be quicker because we're already 42.0 after 5 laps. I think this will be quicker, and then I want to check the Motec again and see if what I did with the dampers actually made it better or if it made it worse. You can really tell with the dampers just by the feeling of the car. Tracks like this, you almost don't need the Motec for the dampers, but I like looking at the Motec anyway because it's helpful. Because I found that sometimes something that feels better with the dampers but looks wrong in Motec sometimes is faster, but it can actually also sometimes be slower, so I prefer just to go by what Motec data says, because I find that is usually quickest. There have been a few exceptions where I've just gone, where I've adjusted it based on feeling and it's been better and looked completely wrong on Motec. But as a whole, you're best to just look at Motec, I think, in my opinion. Feels better through there actually. I just have to be careful on the cold tires, it's a bit more slidey. But I'm happy with how this feels. I wasn't too happy with the other setup I was using, whereas this, the one that I originally had, but adjusting a few of the things closer to what Nelson Aliox's qualifying setup was. This actually feels quite nice to drive as a race setup. So yeah, we're going to do a few laps and then we'll look at the Motec again at the end of this stint. See if it's improved or gotten worse. Should be improved, but you never know. I do have the ability to make things worse very often. That first sector was good, and then I'm completely messed up the right hander there. A rookie error. Decent first sector and then mess up the first corner of the next sector. Okay, that was a little bit quicker. feels good, just my line wasn't great in that first sector. So a little bit down on the delta there. Gotta be very careful for track limits in quali and the race on that fast left-hander. From that fast left-hander all the way till the chicane here is just a nightmare for track limits on this track. The worst corners on the entire track for track limits. And they're all one after the other. You've got the fast left-hander, the exit of that, and then you've got the exit of the uphill right, and then just the chicane in general. The apex or the exit curb can give you a track limit very easily. You don't have to be pushing that much harder either to get one. It's more if your car has a slide, like near the end of the stint, if you're pushing and you lose a little bit of grip and you have a wee bit of a slide, all you need to do is clip this little sausage curbs and it'll give you a track limit warning pretty much instantly. Even though you might not gain that much time, you can still get a warning. Which sounds okay, but in a 3-hour race you only get 3 warnings and then it's a drive-through, so you've got to be very careful not to get any. I'm pretty sure last time we raced here we had 3 track limit warnings. I don't think we got a drive-through, but we did get to 3 fairly quickly. Better first sector there, but the start of sector 2 wasn't great. That left-hander was a little bit up on the delta, not by much. Ah, there we go. As I was saying, the exit curb there, very easy to invalidate. Ah, too much curb. That is chicane there, too much. Way too much. Just a little bit too much curve on the left again there. Again, an improvement in the first sector. Second sector was a little bit slow, but the chicane was pretty rubbish. Right, let's go again. There's a bit of time in that final corner, at least half a tenth. Maybe even more actually, maybe closer to a full tenth. Yeah, that's because I messed up the chicane. Oh, too late into the brakes. In turn 1 and 2, that was terrible. Absolutely terrible. Way too late on the brakes. Tried to push the braking a little bit later there and just completely messed up the braking. Way too late. The delta's actually broken because it's more than 2 seconds over. Not surprising. That was much better there. I jinxed myself. Completely jinxed myself. Had a nice first sector. Good start to the second sector and then just completely messed up the hairpin that I've done pretty much fine every other lap. I just completely jinxed myself. That's cool. A little bit slow there. Not quite as good a start to the lap as I did last lap. At least I didn't spin at the hairpin though, by myself. That was a nice uphill though. Good middle sector though. Slower in the first sector. That was a decent middle sector. Can I get the chicane right? A little bit of a slide on the exit there, a bit too much curve. I think I'll lose. Yeah, I'll lose the time we found. Actually felt good, and then just as I bounced off the second curb, I knew I was going to lose the grip. Just a little bit too much curbing. Just didn't then have the grip on the exit. Wasn't too bad though, just didn't have any grip on the exit after taking that much curb. Let's go again. Thinking better in third gear for the first corner. I'm trying second, but it feels slower to use second gear there. Definitely third gear in that right hander there. That's definitely quicker than using second gear. That's going to be involved. Yep. Try to carry that a little bit extra speed. And involved, unfortunately. A little bit too wide. Too late on the brakes there again. You need to be earlier on the brakes into turn one. Yeah. Ah. Let me adjust the tire pressures a bit. Getting there though. Getting there. There's quite a bit more time in the delta there. Right, let me just change the tire pressures and save this setup because I'm happy with it. I'm very happy with that at the moment. So what I want to do is I want to do a couple races with the AI and just see how the setup performs in an actual race scenario. When's low fuel Motorsports starting up again? I think it might be next week. Not actually sure, it doesn't say, does it? It's got unranked, but it doesn't have the date for the upcoming sessions. Well, we shall see. Maybe it's next week it starts. I'm not sure. Also, would really like to do the BMW time attack thing at some point after the race on Saturday. I'd like to try out this. Quite like driving that car because I tried it when it first came out, and it's a really fun car to drive. That was the Yellow Submarine Squad livery. I've got some custom liveries here that aren't actually mine. They look quite smart. These are what these liveries are the ones from I'm in the wrong car anyway. I think it was either the Pro League Racing or it was Pro League Racing, or it was one of the SimGrid championships where I downloaded the livery pack, so I had everyone's liveries, so that when I was streaming I could see everyone's liveries, and I obviously just never deleted them. But I don't know why I can then use them, because I thought it was set up so that you could only see other people's liveries, you couldn't use them, to stop people downloading other people's liveries to use. But I think they maybe made an error, or they maybe can't stop people actually using it. Because I remember one league, the folder was only available to the broadcaster, so only he could download the liveries, whereas some leagues just allow anyone to download the liveries so they can see them. So yeah, I've got a number of liveries that just from different leagues for the BMW. Don't really have any. I don't have any others for the Porsche, obviously, because it's brand new. Alright, so let's just do this 20-minute race against AI and see how this setup performs in an actual race scenario. It's putting us to 25th, so starting right from the back against AI. Hopefully they don't take us out immediately. It's a really long start here. I have to wait so long to get to green lights. Got a nice exit on the Corsa. Now to go down the inside of the Lambo. Try to get a run on the McLaren if we can. Last first. Could try it middle time. Definitely try last to first in 5 corners. This is the max AI as well, but they're always so slow on lap 1. The leader usually gets away and is decent pace, but usually lap 1 the AI are just super slow. Even the max AI. Max pace and max aggressiveness, but still very slow on the first lap. And this is me on 90 litres as well. They have the AI just put enough fuel in for the 20-minute race. It's good. I like racing the AI to practice the overtaking where you can and can't overtake. It's really good for that. Oh, I misjudged my braking slightly. The only thing is the AI do that. See, if you go wide, they try and turn back onto the racing line. So they basically pit maneuver you if you accidentally push them wide. Yeah, it's funny because the AI don't know how to overtake on the inside. Like on that lap 1 there, the BMW like braked super hard, yet the BMW was on the inside, so he should have just kept going. Whereas instead he braked super hard and like compromised himself, but there wasn't anyone in front of him. But it is good practice for the endurance races especially. Plus I like seeing how this race setup performs when you're actually overtaking people. Because driving by yourself on an empty track is fine, but when you're actually taking different lines and having to use different curbs and braking points to overtake people, the setup can sometimes handle a bit differently, so it's good just to test it. That Audi was trying to overtake the Lexus as I tried to overtake the Audi. Bit of a close moment there. Hardly see the Lexus get used anymore. I think in the last update I had 1 or 2 tracks it was okay at. But I don't think anyone really uses the Lexus anymore. Oh, that was wide. That's going to be a track limit for sure. Yep. I was completely put off by him going sideways that I just completely messed up my braking point. That was a bit of a dive by me. Is he going to send it? Nope. Backs out. Okay, now to push to catch the Lambo. What lap times are they doing? How is the max AI doing 45 race pace? I do not understand. This is like a sprint race. You could use a quali setup in this length of race. It's not hot temps either. I think it's the same as the hot lap server. 2 degrees hotter than the hot lap server. Not much. How's you, Riddle Time? You been up to much today? Oh, I noticed you sorted the sector thing for the hot lap servers. Thanks for that. I noticed it last night when I was doing some practice in the hot lap server. Much better now. Man, they box themselves up there. So slow into that right hander. Whoa! Changing line in the braking point. Oh, you didn't change anything. Oh, this is a VSR racing. That's ballast. I forget that the VSR livery is in the game. Because VSR is partnered with Ballast Esport. Thank you, Lambo. I think I pushed him a bit wide there actually. That was probably my bad. No worries, Riddle Time. Yeah, it seemed to be working absolutely fine yesterday and today in the hot lap session. I just assumed you changed it in the update. Come on. Gonna go for the hairpin one.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
Nope. Didn't get the exit speed at all there. Might go for the left here. Nah, not close enough for that one, Cody. Have to slot in behind him. Maybe get him up the hill. Oh, this is going to be a sketchy one. Oh, I went wider to get on the outside of him, but I clipped a bit of the sausage curve. I think it's if you clip the sausage curve on the exit, that triggers a track limit warning. But we get by it anyway, unfortunately with the track limit warning. Got a nice bit of slipstream here on the Corsa though. This is very nice indeed. Very nice. Oh no! Oh, Cody. That was my bad. Yes, I think we will retry that. That was completely my bad. I just completely misjudged how early that Porsche would need to brake. Because he was right behind the Bentley, I just completely misjudged the gap there. Let's try that again. I think I set the starting position to random and it chose second last to put us in at the start. Let's try to see if we can get another good start like we did last time. Just have to watch the AI. When they're battling, they brake so much earlier than you'd expect, even when they're on the inside line, like we saw at the start of the other race. So I just have to be a bit more careful when guessing the braking point. Lambo went to the right at the same time I did. A little bit of contact there. Whoa. 3 wide.
All clear. 3 wide. All clear. Clear on the left. Car on the left. Clear on the left. Car on the right. Clear on the right. Car on the right. Clear on the right.
Porsche, that Lambo just didn't accelerate. There was no, it wasn't side by side, just didn't accelerate at all there. Good start though, made up a few positions. Somehow we've gotten the number 0. There must be a car with number 1 already. I think I use 14 or 54 as the number, but I think this livery has number 1 on it, so it's just assigned it to 0 because I think one of the AI uses number 1. A little bit wide there. Up to 13th though, from 24th on the first lap, so that's good. Let's try to get a good exit on the BMW, get him into turn 1. Oh, that was a nice exit, got the slipstream, got the power on. This might be a very, very early overtake on the straight. Gonna go for the outside line. Do I have the power to get by? I think we're gonna get close enough, definitely close enough to send it here. Absolutely. Just down in second gear to get that rotation, there we go. Might have got a really good exit on the McLaren. Can we get the McLaren as well into here? See whether he brakes. Nah, not close enough. Get him into the hairpin maybe. There we go. Up into 11th. Got 2 Audis and then the Lexus. That might be a track limit. Yep. That was a nice one on the outside there. Might be able to get this Audi into the final 2 corners, I think, if we get good exit out the chicane, which we do. Gonna be on the wrong side though, really want to be on that inside line. There we go. Oh, we're gonna go for 2. That was a bit too much of a dive bomb there. Lexus braked very early, so I just ended up going down the inside of both there. Right, now over to the Nissan, 1.6 second gap. See how quickly we can close that. A little bit wide. Close that gap quite quickly. Just need to look for a suitable overtaking opportunity without losing too much time to the cars in front. We want to get past nice and easy. Might get him on the entry to the chicane if we get a good run on him up the hill, which we do. I don't think I've got a good enough run to send it here though. Gonna back out and get him on the exit, I think. Oh, he was right where I needed to be there. Might still be able to send it into this left-hander.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
There we go. Now to catch the Lambo. Again. 44s.
Car ahead in sector 1. Fastest lap on the right.
Man, that Nissan's got a good toe off of us. Able to defend though into the first corner. A little bit of slide there. Very slidey through the first corner. That was a nice exit. Will we be close enough for the hairpin? Yes, we are.
Clear on the right.
There we go. Think we're far enough ahead to close the door on him. There we go. Up to 6th now. Need to pass these guys quickly, we've only got 13 minutes left. Oh ho ho, too much curb, way too much curb. And man was that Bentley slow. Super slow through the chicane. And he's in a Bentley as well, you'd think he would take quite a bit of curb. Gonna have to go around the outside here.
Clear on the left.
What? Thought he was just gonna outbrake himself there. I think we'll get him into turn 1 instead. Get the slipstream.
Well done, mate. Fastest lap on the race so far.
Send it into turn 1 here.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
There we go. Over to the other Porsche. This is the old Porsche. I don't know why the AI don't use the newer one. Should I get the Porsche now? You're back, Riddle. Hello and welcome back. How's the radar coming for the HUD? Are you done any more work on it? We'll get him here surely. No, I don't want to risk it there. We'll get him into turn 1 again. Get the slipstream on him. Working on the scaling last night. Oh, nice. Are you close to releasing the new radar? Or is there still quite a bit of work to be done on it? Might even return to the racing line before we get to the corner. Yep. Got a really nice toe off that Porsche. On to the Aston now. Oh no 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 no, in the gravel. Too wide there. Good. Aston is particularly slow on the exit. Very low torque, I think. The Aston had. So it's stable and really good for endurance races and tyre wear and stuff, but it is super slow on the exits. Might do an intermediate alpha release of it. Oh, nice. Let us know when you do that, because we can test it out.
We are halfway through, not over yet.
Right on the bumper of the Aston, come on. She's getting into this corner here. There we go. Get slowed down in time.
Clear on the right. Car on the left. Clear on the left.
Didn't expect him to send it
Clear
there.
on the right.
Oh, they're both going to get through now, aren't they?
Clear on the right. Car on the right. Clear on the right. Car on the right. Clear on the right.
The caching means that if there are 5 cars and you can do, they're basically image, but then simply rotated and drawn in a different coordinate. That's true, you could do a release now and then you could test it with the AI. We lost a lot of time with that Aston incident. I'm not sure if we're going to catch the leaders before the end. We'll have to put in some good laps. Get those 41s. See how quickly we can close this gap. 5.5 seconds to the leader, to P2, sorry, about 6 seconds to the leader. What lap times are you doing? Is it possible that we catch them before the end? 7 minutes are doing 43.8. So we can get low, if we can get 41s or low 42s. Maybe we can catch them in time, let's see. Nice, sector 1. So much quicker when we've got clean air, not stuck in traffic. I was in second gear there, I should have been in third. Don't know why I went in second there, just double pressed the downshift. Oh, this might be into the 41s, I think. Actually seem to have a bit more grip in this than I did in the hot lap server. Seems a bit quicker. Oh, that's going to be a track limit, Cody. Yep. Not a new fastest lap of the race, because that'll be invalid now, unfortunately. Just a little bit too wide. We are closing that gap quickly though. Despite the one track limit warning. See what the lap times are. the end of this one. The question is if we can pass the Audi and then catch the Ferrari before the end. That's the real question. Definitely we'll catch the Audi before the end. But the question is, can we pass him and then pass the Ferrari? They're both doing 43.8s. Consistently, because he did that last lap as well. So we're gaining like 1.6 seconds a lap, which is a fair chunk of time, but will it be enough is the question to get the win. Would have been a lot easier if we didn't have the incident with the Aston, but it is what it is. Let's try see if we can catch some in time. No! Lock up. Just locked up the fronts there. Right, this is going to be a high 42. This is a rubbish lap compared to the last one. Okay, 1.9 seconds, 4 minutes to go. 1.9 seconds to P2. We need to pass him as quick as possible if we want a shot at catching the leader. I'm not sure if it's going to be possible because we only have 3 laps to go. Basically need to catch the Audi and immediately pass him. If we battle at all, the Ferrari is just going to pull away and we'll lose the win. Okay, 2 laps to go, right on the back of the Audi now. 1.4 off the leader. Let's see if we can do it in 2 laps. We have to pass the Audi as quick as possible and then catch the Ferrari. Might be a final lap overtake for the win, or we might not make it. Let's see if I can get the Audi into turn 1. That would really help if we don't end up stuck binding. And get the Audi into turn 1. That would be fantastic. Come on. Not close enough. Maybe into the hairpin is our next best opportunity. Oh no, we've got a great run on him here. Even better. There we go. So we've got 1.5, or what, just over 1.5 laps to get the win here. Let's see if we can get it. Got past the Audi nice and quickly. Fair gap to the Ferrari. See how quick we can close it. What's the gap going through the sector time? Second. So if we catch him, it's definitely going to be a final lap overtake. unless we get him into the final 2 corners of the penultimate lap. Oh no, we're definitely not going to get that. Gonna have to send it somewhere on the final lap. I'm gonna guess that the hairpin in sector 2 is gonna be our earliest opportunity to pass him. I don't think we're gonna be close enough for turns 1 and 2 unless we get an insane toll. I think the hairpin is gonna be our best opportunity. After that, if we miss the hairpin, it's gonna be the final 2 corners. Although we have got a super toe here, I'm not really sure I'm close enough though. Just gonna put a bit of pressure on him, try to get the exit on him. Whoa! Super slow on the exit there, had to lift off so we didn't take him out. Think about the inside. Go early on the brakes, get this exit, get him into the hairpin maybe. Oh, I didn't get the exit speed I was hoping for. Gonna have to wait for the final 2 corners, I think. That's my next best opportunity. Final 2 corners, get that exit on the chicane. Either that or going up the hill, depends how slow he is up the hill. Oh, there we go, there we go, there we go. Oh, he's gonna come right in front of me. It's gonna be the final corner.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
No! Why do the AI turn in on you? It's so annoying. I need to show you guys what I mean in the replay. Right,
Excellent job, man. What a race.
look at this.
Bring it back.
So I pushed the AI wide into that final corner. But if you look at the steering input, right? Oh no. So see here, I pushed him wide and I started to go wide. And you think here this is completely me pushed him wide there. I've not left him enough space, which is completely true. I've not left him enough space there. However, when you look at the Ferrari, you notice this. When I pushed him wide, instead of backing out, the AI refuses to go into the curb and just turns in, as you can see, turns to the left to avoid the curb. So yeah, you gotta be careful because a few times I've done that. Not as aggressively like that, but I've put them wide, and instead of going wide, using the curb like there, they just turn in on your rear wheel and spin you. It's very frustrating when it happens. But that one there, that was more me just being a bit too aggressive. But that's happened a few times where they just turned in when they're on the outside. Yeah, they do like to respect the white lines a lot more than the average sim racer does. Definitely a lot more respectful of the white lines. And a lot of people got the Rensport key today. Some of my teammates did, but I've still not got it, unfortunately. I really wanted the Rensport key so we could do some Rensport streams and stuff. Try it out. I put my name in for the early access key ages ago, but unfortunately they just generate it randomly and I've not gotten a key yet, so hopefully on the next drop we get one. Hoping we get one soon. But yeah. Alright. Let's try I think we're just gonna end there. Oh, you got one as well, nice. Let me know when you tried it. Let me know what you think. I've heard good reports over in sport. Just let me know how you get on with it. I think probably just gonna end the stream there. I'm just trying to think when the next stream will be. It might not be till Saturday night, because Friday night I will be practicing with my teammate. Because we'll be doing the race on Saturday obviously, so we need to do some practice. So I'll do some practice with him on Friday night for the race. So probably the next stream will be Saturday, unless I end up having time on Friday, but most likely next stream will be on Saturday night. I think it's 7 or 8 PM the qualifying starts. I think it might be 7 or 8 PM. You'll see the release the next day, I guess. Yeah, for the radar, I'll check that out tomorrow. I don't think I did check, but I don't think I've got it yet. It's not released to mine yet, but I will definitely try that tomorrow and let you know what it's like. Because that would be good to have a radar. A bit more like iRacing as well, where it's kind of there all the time. But yeah, thanks for that, Riddle, for the HUD and stuff, and I look forward to trying the radar as well. That should be good. But yeah, for today that's us finished, and like I say, next stream will probably be Saturday night or maybe Friday if I have time, but most likely will be Saturday for round 2 of the TSRC. So 3-hour race, 1:30 each for me and Luciano, 45-minute stints. So we'll see how we get on with that, Imola. But as always guys, thank you for watching, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you again next time.